I say something crazy?
Go for it.
The World Cup walked so Eskom could run.
Welcome to the GenC podcast. I am the host.
I actually forgot which camera to look into. No, I know. It's the not camera one.
Chippy
Yes.
Jackson.
Yes.
To my right is the other host, Rizaan Rose.
You're the other.
Away. It's giving black lives.
Yeah, what?
Slechts blankes.
It was actually just told
Give me side, please.
Side piece. Away, the other guy.
Away. No, but I'll take it.
How are you doing?
I'll take it. I'm well. I can must eat legally now.
Yeah.
You know, this funny, because obviously the episodes came out during Ramadan, and like some of my Muslim friends are like, wait, why is he drinking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you must know, by the same token, other people are like, it's normal because they think we can just drink water.
Yeah.
No, he's definitely fasting. He's only drinking water. That's so who fasted? David fast.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
This man. Yeah.
Oh, how are you doing, man? How is
Good.
You are a father now of a 1-year-old.
Yes. Oh, 1-year-old.
What was that like? How was that?
I was tired. So the night before, Kelly had us making cardboard boxes.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not very good with my hands in general. so like the folding of the boxes. So that,
Wait, I said that. Like, I'm just gonna not make eye contact.
Pause. So I had to fold the boxes so that people could take barakah home. So
course.
it was, and
As you should.
usually I have like the box so that the kiddies can take home, but you gave it to the adults so that they can take barakah home.
Can I just say, just like, what kids are there?
I feel like a first and a second birthday is like for parents.
Hundreds.
Yeah.
Hundreds. I wouldn't know, but like I'd agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, I also just don't understand.
But then I had like all the people living with cocomelon chappies.
You know the song.
I have nieces and nephews.
What's your
don't like
favorite one design?
You don't like kids is unnecessary.
What's
To the audio
favorite
listeners,
one?
welcome to the GenC podcast. And
How
the
was
C is
your
for
week?
children. Because we do value you.
I'm quoting, bro.
But how was your week, Rizaan? How was your week?
It was good, and then it was like stressful.
Okay.
Because I'm obviously in a career change now. Using nice words, almost like I'm unemployed. I'm in between opportunities.
In the comments, if Rizaan can send his CV, like,
Give
give him a shout.
Listen.
GenC@gmail.com.
Listen. This space, when you say send your CV, it doesn't mean what you think. It does not mean
And the
what you think. Nah, bro, you must rather say send your resume. Write the cover letter. But yeah, I know. So like I have a few like screening calls. Because you know it's interesting, and I feel like I need to mention this. The last time I had to look for work was never.
Yeah.
Like I've never had to look for work. This is an experience for me. But I'm enjoying it. I think like just to sort of throw this in there. I always felt like, no, I can do what is like, you know what I'm saying? I can do the things. You know, because I have determination. So, you know, some people just like, it's not for them, they're fearful. I don't have that issue. My issue though is that I was recovering from burnout. So I had like doubt on whether or not I was capable. Like stuff like that I had to work through because you find yourself, it's 10 o'clock, it's a bit depressing, but like just allow it. Audio listeners, just allow it. You find yourself, it's like 10 o'clock in the morning, 11 o'clock in the morning, and you actually haven't moved from your bed yet. And I know I'm not depressed. it's literally just that fatigue of like, okay, but what should I actually do today? So then slowly how I got myself out of it is that I built momentum. So what I do was I set myself for the night before when I'm like, like the night before is always good. I set myself, okay, what are the difficult tasks that I need to overcome? And I mean difficult for me. You know what I'm saying? What are the like mid tasks that are like, I can do this, but like I need to be warm? And then what are the easy tasks? And then after a while, I just acknowledged myself. I started doing more easy tasks and then graduated from there. And now it's like, okay, cool. And I mean, the easy task is like make salah in the morning, drink water, make your bed, pack your cupboard, stuff like that, man. After a while, you find yourself, okay, cool, now I'm writing cover letters. Now I'm applying for this. And it's just like, now I feel so much more because the momentum is built.
It's the only way.
So yeah, so that's kind of just like this week, I think for me, or whenever this comes up, but the week that we're recording, was a culmination of how far I've come. And I think that's big for me.
That's great.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it is important. I think a lot of the time, it's hard to fly.
Oh, yeah.
And it is difficult to take that jump. It's very, and also difficult to acknowledge that you went through it. Because a lot of us are on that hamster wheel where next day is the next day, new crisis, new challenge, and you don't take the time to realize that you're actually fatigued. And you look back at how did you get through that? Was it healthy to get through that? But you just keep moving.
I just want to quickly just stay on burnout quickly. So I know we have an agenda for this episode.
Smart to play burnout. Because you said not the game.
Not the game.
Burnout revenge, bro.
What a game.
Oh my goodness me.
Continue.
Oh.
Nah, that's JP's fault.
Oh, wait, now Smart PlayStation 2 again. So let's just stay on burnout. Like, it was more than just say being physically tired. Like, one of the things that I realized also contributed to burnout is literally socializing. Like, literally just doing stuff. And so having a day to yourself to recharge, or having a few days to yourself to recharge, is muy importante. Unfortunately, society isn't built like that. It's about like, because we must now work, and then in our free time we must hustle. Now we can talk about today's episode. Now we can talk about that. I feel like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this is actually a continuation. This is a part 2.
Yes. So in a previous episode, we went through the decades and how we acknowledge and reflect on that time. And because that episode was so nice, we were not able to complete the rest of the agenda. So now we're going to a part 2 of the decades.
Yeah, so basically, again, for a recap, I turned 30. And this is JP and Lyle's 30th year of existence. Yeah. And so we've been alive for 4 decades. The 90s, the noughties, the 10s, and now the 2020s. And we want to just reflect on that. So we spoke about the 90s, we spoke about the noughties, and now we need to get into the 2010s. And so the big feature of the 2010s is that it gave us the most polarizing aspects of our society today.
What do you mean?
Like, and Lyle's going to go through the examples. But like, Black Lives Matter, cancel culture, all these different things that sort of now drive society. Because we are a lot more far left, far right than we used to be. And a lot more open about it.
Yeah.
Right, so basically what we're going to do is we're going to discuss some of these very, very touchy, techy, difficult topics. Right? And actually ask ourselves, was this a good thing, a boon for society? Or was this a bad thing, a bane to society? In a segment we called Bane versus Boon. Take it away solo.
You're giving Paul extra work.
No, like he doesn't do one for Seema now. Don't do that to me now. Don't do that to me now. What do you mean? Paul, did you feel like you got work there? Yeah. Do you know what's funny? Before we talk about Paul, someone asked me, is Paul a real person? I manifested Paul, man.
He's our collective imaginary.
And it's because your voice is now like everyone now knows that Lal is part of the thing. Man. Yo, now Paul is just picture Lal, but like not Lal. That's what Paul is.
We have a collective imaginary.
Wait. Is Paul a real person? Fuck me. That's such a good. That is such a good bit.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Like, we should do a thing where like, Paul, can you pass me this? And it's like,
hand.
no, not even a hand.
What?
Just something floats towards us.
Like a
What do you mean a green screen? Damn. Spoiler warning. To the audio listeners, none of this is going to happen.
Now I'm going to cut this out. It'll just happen one day. Yeah. I'll actually do some editing for it.
So the segment is called Bane versus Boone.
Okay, so let's keep it light. We start off with the 2010 World Cup.
I appreciate that you kept it light.
Keep it light.
Keep it light, bro. So, yeah, sorry. So, was the 2010 World Cup experience a good thing or a bad thing, especially in relation to South Africa?
Yeah, so to South Africa, it was a good thing.
Okay.
I mean, Minister of Finance was happy with the influx of visitors coming to South Africa, and we obviously created so many jobs. And then also from a commercial and a JP perspective, had a long leave during the 2010 World Cup. So I mean, there's just so many things that went well during that period.
Are you done? You're done cooking?
You know. Oh, I was thinking
his opening statement.
Oh,
He's waiting now for the rebuttal.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Nice. So, so at first I thought, okay, cool. In the moment, while you are a citizen of the town, it's so good. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so good. However, did the effect of the 2010 World Cup allow for transformation in that particular sphere? Did it actually create long-lasting jobs? Or did it do what I'm about to say it did? It sort of exacerbated corruption. Like, corruption was on full display. What I mean by that is like the amount of, or the number of like fake government projects was ridiculous in the 2010s. Like just building.
Can I say something crazy?
Go for it.
The World Cup walked so Eskom could run.
How do I fight against
It's done. It's done. You're done.
That just came to me.
He's done. Like, boom, boom. Law and order, bro. The jury has spoken.
The World Cup
walked. So the Eskom could run, bro. Because like, okay, obviously, I can use other World Cups to make my point, like, for example, the Qatar one, where they built all their stadiums and stuff, and now they just don't use it. But even in our country, for example, we didn't properly invest in, say, football development, because now we have really good stadiums, but we don't have good football per se. Like, it's okay football.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where and this again, is it the World Cup's fault per se, or is it the government's fault? However, I can say that it's like the World Cup's fault, because here's the thing about FIFA, I didn't even know this. FIFA actually loves working with dictators.
Yo.
Right, the more fascist or autocratic the country, the more that they gran working with that country. Because then they can get cheap labor, they can get, anything where it's like,
that's hectic.
Anything where there's like one figurehead sort of dictating, not like a democracy and stuff like that. They gran it, because they can literally get like under the counter deals, you know what I'm saying? So FIFA, the 2010 World Cups is specifically in our country didn't actually improve anything. We always had the beaches that was going to bring tourism. You know what I'm saying? We always had the quality culture that's going to bring tourism. FIFA 2010 World Cup literally just brought like corruption to like the nth degree. Because the fact that they got away with it then, they're going to continue to get away with it now.
Yo.
That sounds like, are you done? Are you sure you're done?
So I thought it was a discussion. Clearly, I was like, pew, pew,
You were
pew,
gonna dip your toe.
and you were just
dip your toe.
bring out the cannon.
Sir, ski. Next one. You wasn't prepared for that
I
one.
wasn't
Next one.
ready. I wasn't ready.
Next one.
Let's run into cancel culture.
Yo. Okay. So that's me. So cancel culture, obviously we're speaking about these figures, public figures that absolutely gets deplatformed and cancelled via the public and court of public opinion.
Yep.
And so for me, that is actually a good thing for society, right? Because it gives the fourth estate power. So if you don't know what I mean by the fourth estate, old feudal system, bit of a history lesson. You have the feudal lord, you have the nobility, the clergy, and the peasants. But the peasants aren't part of any estate. They're just the peasants. So the fourth estate is how the peasants basically get power. We being the peasants, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right? So initially, fourth estate media is something that is supposed to challenge authority, right? But after a while, you just realize a lot of these media outlets are controlled by the government. So what cancel culture allows us to do is we control, the people control it. So we use the social media platforms to, and that's why I'm saying cancel culture is a good thing because it gives the people the power to actually make a change. And I mean, people like R. Kelly, soon to be daddy, all the stuff with like these type of figures that should have been cancelled a long time ago for their things are now finding it more difficult to continue that type of lifestyle, and that's what we're trying to do. Yeah.
So obviously, with that comes in who gets cancelled, right? So why are we then deciding that this one is worthy of being cancelled and this one is not? Who holds that power? And that's where I feel fundamentally the cancel culture is incorrect.
Okay.
Because in principle, you think you are fighting for a good cause. But when in actual fact, you're just doing it to disrupt something or use it in a way to cause havoc instead of letting the message live on.
Yeah.
And I think for me, fundamentally, if used correctly, yes. But we don't know how to do that yet.
We can't.
Yeah.
So you can't be trusted the power.
We got
Can I want to jump onto JP's side because I watched that movie on Netflix the other day about the whole GameStop saga thing that happened with
So for those that don't
is it called stonks or something, no?
Yeah.
Yes.
So that was what this kind of is, giving the people the power, because this was a social media driven thing. Where this group on Reddit.
Okay, so
Wait. Is this the one where let's call it Wall Street has been shorting stocks and stuff like that,
Correct.
but without consequences.
Yes.
And so people actually created consequences.
Yes.
But that's my side.
No, but
No.
let me say why.
Yeah,
also.
I'm listening.
So they drove this thing, right? But then obviously it's just them winning. So it was just certain people winning. So it was power to the people.
Oh, but only some people.
A small group of
only
people.
3 people really
and let's bring it back home, for example.
Okay.
Recently we had a case with Steinhoff, right? So Steinhoff's shares plummeted because they were not able it was fraudulently pulled on kind of goodwill and stuff like that. But because the stock was doing so well, millions of pension funds invested in Steinhoff. So if you had to take the opposite position and you were a group of 100, that 100 people benefited from the opposite position and the treatment of cancel culture. However, the millions of people that are also invested in the upside of that now lost half of their money just because a group of people decided to go against the change.
No. So listen. Yo, that is good. That is good. Because I'm like, wait, what just happened? Because I do hear you. Because a lot of, let's call it trading and stocks and stuff like that is based on the vibe, let's call it public opinion. And they believe in a particular stuff. Fugazi. Fugazi. Yeah. Obviously, what I'm referring to is people that maybe touched a child or something crazy.
But I mean,
that was a good point.
Yeah.
That was a great point.
But in principle, you can't be selective, right?
Yeah.
It's if you're gonna use the power of the fourth, you can't say
May the fourth. May
you
the fourth.
can't say that I will use it in this particular.
Power of the fourth. Canon.
I want to release this episode on May the 4th.
But you can't be selective on when you use it and when you do not, right? Because it needs to apply.
So okay, listen, we're gonna move on, but just know that like I can't speak to what the threshold is for, because like people got cancelled for like, so for example, in that Stop Asian Hate period, people got cancelled for like saying Raya the Last Dragon is like a movie.
Yeah.
Like you know what I'm saying? Like they took it to the nth degree. So it's you know what I'm saying? So it's not necessarily, you can't control the wave of people's outrage. What I'm simply saying is that like I believe that even the mere existence of cancel culture, right, puts the fear into people so that they can act right.
That's
man.
true. Yeah,
That's why, because especially like rich people and like for me, like all these billionaires must get cancelled.
Yeah.
What's next now? What's next?
Since we're talking about like, money and stuff, let's go to crypto.
Okay, so I'll take this one, right? So fundamentally for me, crypto is a good thing, right? So we have economies in Latin America that are really struggling. Inflation is through the roof, and they need a single source to hold value, right? Cryptos also allows you to send money cheaper because it bypasses the normal kind of like foreign exchange industry and allows you to send money across borders easily.
Yeah.
So as a technology, crypto has the ability to change the way we interact in the world, right? So going forward, I do think it's a good thing.
Okay. Okay, no, you done.
It's like, you know when you listen to someone. Is that all you're gonna say? You know when you listen to someone and you don't really listen, but you just he's going to you're coming back with the full force.
Okay.
What do you? I'm listening to you, and I'm actually listening. I'm not waiting to respond. I'm listening to see if I actually wanna change my position.
Okay.
And so, okay. So what I understand about cryptocurrency, or the spirit of cryptocurrency, is that while traditional money is also fake, it's backed by. Oh no! In some instances, it should have been backed by a real thing like gold.
Yes.
Right? And so what cryptocurrency is that it is backed by a similar real thing, and that's like the blockchain or whatever the case may be, and then code and whatever the case may be, which I think is really, really cool. Here's the problem, and here's the problem with currency in general, is the lack of education around financial literacy. And this is why I say this is a bane to society, is because cryptocurrency is currently feeding off people's lack of financial literacy, and it's producing the highest rate of scams. Like, and we're talking about tens of thousands and people's actual pensions and stuff like that is going, because what is happening is you have social media influencers who are gaining. So then there's public support for it, and then people then use the fact that the KSIs or whatever the case may be are winning in crypto, and then sell you this. And I can probably bring up thousands of people who have lost their entire livelihoods from trusting crypto.
Fair, but
There we go.
did you know that the lottery also started off as a scam? So in the 1950s, the people would set up their own lottery. You would purchase a ticket, and only one person would get a percentage of the amount that was collected. So if a ticket was $10 and the prize or the lottery was, let's say, $1,000, he would collect 2,000 tickets and only pay out $1,000 because that's how the lottery works.
So what you're saying?
So what I'm saying is, and over the years, the lottery became regulated. It became more in terms of there were guidelines and thresholds as to how you can run a lottery, right? So the portion that you are describing is inception, right? It's the start of the technology where there is a field for these scammers to look at. Until regulation catches up and these things can be a bit more rigid in how it's being done. But fundamentally, it should be a good place.
Okay. Firstly, I love that. Very sexy. So I was going to say, so what you're saying is we should nationalize cryptocurrency.
Yes.
And have it be government run so that... No. Make that face. Make that face. Make that face. Right? It should be government run, right? So that people can profit, and it's not just they must profit. Okay. And people can profit, not they must profit, right? Anyway, the point I wanted to make is this. What I don't like about cryptocurrency is how inflated it is. Like, it's actually ridiculously, like, why was it 5,000 Rand? Oh, sorry, 5,000 in like 5 years ago. Now it's 50,000. Like, what is happening? How is the value just that? That's also my problem. Then in addition to that, the existence of NFTs makes me tired.
So again, you confusing the fundamental technology with all the things that sprout from it, right? So you can say that fundamentally,
confusing it.
No, so what I'm trying to say is that NFTs is a section of crypto,
yes.
Right? It's used to exchange what used to be art,
okay,
right? But using NFTs to say that crypto isn't good is just it's like you using the fruit to describe that the plant is rotten. You need to look at the source and see whether fundamentally crypto in itself is bad. So let's talk about you saying that yesterday it's this price and tomorrow it's that price. That's exactly what people in Argentina are experiencing through inflation and the decisions that the government is making. That their currency yesterday was this, and the next day the value of bread goes up tenfold because a decision made by the government led to their currency devaluing.
No, but then listen, I appreciate you saying that, but then it's not good then, because then it's behaving like normal currency. Do you understand? It's one thing, no, but I'm saying it's one thing if cryptocurrency was then better than normal currency and behaved in a stable manner. But you're not making that argument for me. It's behaving like normal money, which is also a problem. You understand? So in addition to that, just so that I can sort of meet you in the middle with this one. The infrastructure that allows for cryptocurrency to operate, so blockchain and everything that exists within blockchain, that idea of, let's call it systemic transparency, needs to be controlled by the correct individuals, unfortunately. Because a lot of the times people use the fact that it's not government controlled as a selling point, because it means that we the people can, have access to the wealth. If that's then the case, then have it be better than normal currency and be more stable. But it's actually behaving less stably. You know what I'm saying? Like the way that crypto crashes is devastating. That's the point I'm trying to tell you, man, is that if it can behave a lot more stable than normal currency, then I'm for it. But it's not behaving that way. You know what I'm saying? That's the point I'm trying to make with cryptocurrency. Because you were trying to tell me like the how it works can sort of like benefit the country, all that stuff. Yeah. I get that. What I'm saying is that then don't let it behave like normal currency.
But market will behave like markets do, Rizaan. There will always be a supply and a demand issue, and that's how the market fluctuates. The advantage that cryptocurrency has is that there's only X amount that can be created in the Bitcoin, and I think it's like 21 million or something. It can't supersede that. Whereas with fiat currency or normal currency, you can print more. Yeah. And that's what causes the fluctuation. So that you're correct in that the market will go up and down and the value will change based on supply and demand. But there is only X amount of supply that it can be. And that's where it caps. That's where it's stronger.
I'm actually with JP.
No, because
I don't understand it like that.
Guys. No, because again, I appreciate it. I appreciate that. But that doesn't say then why it's good. It just says why it should be normalized. You know what I'm saying? Because you are saying, because you are just saying why it's a legitimate entity. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's actually a benefit to society then. Because it still then basically speaks to how if you have, then you're gonna have more. And if you don't have, you're never gonna gain access to it because it's still gonna be dictated by the same unfair market. Move on.
Okay. Since everyone's so woke, let's move on to wokeism and liberalism. Sorry. Can I speak English?
Yeah, liberalism. I drank.
Liberalism.
Liberalism.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know. So obviously we're speaking about let's call it the most left extension of liberalism. Because liberalism obviously means a certain type of thing. So let me quickly just read what it says. Sorry.
Okay, Google.
Wait. A right for individuals. So basically, it's a right to individualize type of thing, right? To have your own liberty and freedoms, right? And then have political equality. So it's not fascism and dictatorship vibe, right? So it's individuals having their own sort of political voice, right? Whereas wokeism is a term coined by people of color, mainly African American, and that's AAVE. Can't remember what that stands for, but yeah, that sort of extension of giving voice to the voiceless, right? So talking about the marginalized communities and having their voice be heard, right? So the woke movement is a good thing, right? Because we are now in a time where you and I can have a platform. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And we can speak on a lot more challenging topics because it's okay for us to do so, right? And it takes all of that hard work to normalize this particular space, right? And we have to stay woke, right? Because we have to sort of overcome systemic issues and understand that systemic issues isn't there, let me say it again. We need to understand that systemic issues is actually there due to like things like white supremacy, patriarchal values. You know what I'm saying? Like one of the things that I like to do now, and this is sticky, bro, and I feel bad that I do this, man, is that like sexism is biblical. You know what I'm saying? Sexism is biblical, man, bro. Like, bro, they blamed a woman for the original sin, biblical. Let me just quickly talk about that quickly. No. Listen, I don't want this to come across as like, I don't know, my Bible type vibes. But in the Garden of Eden, just think about this. Just think about it this way. Okay. No? In the Garden of Eden, deception wasn't created yet. So how would they know that the serpent is trying to trick them? Because you know what I'm saying? Like all those deception wasn't created yet. So they trusted this figure to, okay, cool. Like if you say that I can eat this fruit or we can eat this fruit, then let's eat this fruit. You know what I'm saying? Then why did we blame women? You know what I'm saying? Why did we do that? So, sorry, what wokeism basically then does is it tries to undo centuries, millennia of ingrained patriarchy, white supremacy, by giving a voice to the marginalized. And that's why I believe wokeism is a good thing. Go for it. That's because I invoked the Bible now.
This man's traveling through the Old Testament. Yeah. For Eve. I hear you. Fundamentally, that unpacking that is something we need to do, right? But what happens when people start pushing agendas that are not things that need to be unpacked, but purely their own agenda? What if it's something that they're experiencing now and was never an issue, but is now seen as an issue? Because, like you said, every individual in a wokeism culture is important and is seen as an important cause to fight for. And the internet has democratized a space, created a space where you would find someone that thinks like that, right? So then we move towards a space where we're not unpacking and fixing the past, but merely just confusing it and making it seem as if this, to the same extent we were not able to understand what feminism and how people were treated in the past. We are now adding layers to that in that, oh, but I was not in this specific jurisdiction, so I can't talk about this. Okay. Or I wasn't in this specific space, so therefore you can't speak for this community because you don't know how they feel. So and in the wokeism culture, right, we are meant to acknowledge that these things happen, right? But we don't know but you can acknowledge but not support because you're not part of that group of people. Yeah. So that's where I think it falls flat in that you do want to support these things, but even in support, you're actually not supporting because you don't speak to that group of people.
I was gonna ask you, do you want to give a specific scenario, but I don't think I want to put you through that. Just so that we can wrap this up. I think this is where the question of the idea of intersectionality comes in. That you tackle the issue as you tackle feminism as black feminism, and you don't exclude it. You sort of welcome it in, and those type of ideas, because obviously you're not gonna, as an individual, resonate with all the members of the group. But the idea is obviously to decolonize your mind.
But again, for me. And I think it's a great way that we can find a middle ground here, and that unpacking those things is good. Not everything we were taught was always the right way to do it. So in terms of unpacking the idea and wrestling with it and working with it, I'm for that. It's just that sometimes we feel that there are so many issues linked to one issue that we forget what the actual issue is we're trying to figure out.
Again, I want you to be specific, but I also don't want to put you
Do you want to use Black Lives Matter?
We can skip that one for time.
Yeah. But yeah.
Then we're going to move on to superhero movies. Let's move on. Or do you want to just move on?
No. So, okay, one of the big things in 2020 is the rise of superhero cinema.
Okay.
Right? And I actually wanted to say that this is a bane to society. But what I do think is, and to end off on a lighter note, which I like, thank you, I appreciate you.
You see what I did there?
I do. Is, I think, firstly, it brought a lot of people to cinema.
Yes.
People actually filled those cinemas and supported the industry and stuff like that. Yeah. And that sort of then gave obviously more jobs, more this, more that, all this stuff. I guess you can say it saved cinema. Some people will argue that it broke cinema. But don't be snobbish.
Yeah.
Don't be snobbish. It was really, really cool because it created spectacle. Yes. The other thing that I think where it's a boon to society is the average person now is now interested in comics and superhero stories and stuff like that. So now Comic-Con, these people that have YouTube channels, these people that do all these discussion boards, they now exist because of the popularity of these superhero movies. And so it's the idea that I believe that greatness brings about change. Actually, no, excellence brings about change. Right, so if you engage in excellence or something, it will sort of transform that industry, transform that space. And so, because the superhero movies were excellent in the 2010s, that was a boon to society. Yeah. Now it's meeting the 2020s. We're not talking about that.
Yeah.
We're not talking about that. In the 2010s. Yeah. Do you agree with me?
Yeah, let's just leave it there.
Let me help Jay.
So I will rebut in the fact that it dominated an industry to the extent in that we were expecting that sort of item in all of our movies. Like you were expecting that sort of theatrics, the budgets, which isn't available necessarily in all genres. And doesn't necessarily suit all genres. So I think for me, it definitely created and almost this idea that you needed to create your own universe in every type of
facts. No,
in every type of space because you had to almost for every character there had to be a lineage of the character and a deep dive into that personality. So and I mean as a consumer. It's not necessarily a bad thing as a consumer, but it left the standalone movies almost sitting on an island.
You want this one?
Yeah, I kind of like I like what he's saying, but then the other thing is also like the capitalist part of having the popularity of these superhero movies.
Do you mean the monopolized aspect of it?
Not necessarily. I'm also talking about the fact that because these things were so popular, every kid wanted a toy, and those type of toys led to cheap labor, child labor, the Chinatowns,
raw,
the off-brand.
Raw. Well, I mean,
you know,
who cares about IP?
Yeah, so there's
yeah,
there's that aspect of it as well.
Okay. I mean, okay.
Yeah.
So what I was gonna say, just like to flip the whole, now all the characters need their own, like it needs to be a part of the universe. But don't you enjoy that now? When, like you're watching flipping the Law and Order universe, or you watch Chicago PD. You know what I'm saying? Like the Law and Order series universe. You know what I'm saying? Like I think again, the whole Marvel cinematic or superhero cinematic experience with DC, Marvel, all that stuff, especially in that period, was very, very enjoyable. And again, we can't control all of the things that sprang out. Yeah. But just like overall for me, there was a lot more good that came of it, that transformed. Because I also feel like this sort of like theater has to be one way, entertainment has to be one way. It's not like, that's not, we don't do art that way. Not that, you know what I'm saying? So the popularity obviously dictated what actually works. And I think what's interesting is the actual industry took the wrong aspect of it going forward. And so because I think you're making that same point, because now it's not as successful, not as interesting anymore. Anyway, yeah, that's my tea. That's the tea.
But yeah. And fundamentally, I think it's a good thing for the industry.
So the 2010s also had a few other things that like we don't disagree on.
Yeah. It was just like honorable mentions, I guess. It was like really big in the 2010s was the introduction of platforms like Spotify, Apple Music, streaming platforms like Twitch and YouTube were moving over into that streaming.
Yeah.
The introduction of Netflix, which is massive.
Yeah, or just like the streaming
services. Just like, streaming in general.
So a lot of those things are obviously threats to other industries.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Because I recently learned that people create streaming farms to drive up the views of certain artists so that they can get more money and stuff like that. So ultimately what you're looking at is reevaluate, regulate, whatever the case may be, your platform just to see.
Yeah.
And also just add in different features where you can support the creators.
That's what I kind of like.
Yeah.
Because like it kind of helped, I guess, with the whole piracy.
Okay,
Because now you had like an affordable way to support your favorite like artists.
Yeah.
And not like actually pirate music. And same with TV and stuff, like buying a Blu-ray disc and then just like having a Netflix
and the streamers, like the Twitch streamers and the YouTube streamers, they do take care of their community.
Yeah.
And I think that universe that they create is a big plus to me. Obviously, it is a popularity contest.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not. It's not too negative. Because we those people. We literally gone our community using the services.
But I think, like you said, it allows you to create the space. And I think any technology or useful tool that allows you to create that space to have discussions that are not being able to be had elsewhere, I think it's a good thing.
That was lit. Like that was an experience. Actually, like tell us what you thought about that segment. So basically, the spirit of this is that we kind of just want to understand what are these like ideas that sort of shift and define our, the time that we're alive on this earth. And the 2010s sort of culminated with Greta Thunberg.
Rizaan, who is Greta Thunberg?
Greta Tintin Eleonora Erman Thunberg. I butchered all of those names. All of those names I butchered. I apologize. No, so basically, what's interesting is that she was popular when she was fighting climate justice. Now that she's fighting against white supremacy and capitalism, nobody wants to talk about that. We see you. No, we actually see you. But the idea that I'm trying to make is that, or the thing I'm trying to say is that, like, the Gen Z and the millennial era, they literally took all of these things that we spoke about and they're moving it forward into the 2020s. So that's how we asked the question to our audience, right? What current idea is defining the 2020 decade? Right, so we asked the audio listeners. So we asked our audience on Instagram to send us a voice note, to send us a response on what they think defines the 2020s. And we're going to try and do this in the next 10 or so minutes. Luckily, or I guess unfortunately, not a lot of you sent in voice notes.
Everyone's shy.
Everyone's shy.
Like, there were so many people saying.
But someone's going to break the seal. We're going to break the seal. We're going to...
My phone is like this. That's what I was trying to show you.
Oh, that's awkward.
So like, I can't do it.
You can't. Oh, you can at least read to us what they said.
I mean, if you give me your phone,
I can give you my phone. Paul.
I'm gonna cut it out.
Paul has been revealed. Paul has been revealed.
I'm protecting Paul. I'm protecting Paul.
Sing that Chinese song again. Go Guanji.
What in the world, bro? JP, do you have your phone? Because you'd probably have to play the voice note.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, we can talk about some of the...
Oh, wait, tell us. What did they vote?
Okay, so one of the DMs that we got was, I think, mental health since COVID, definitely.
Oh, rags.
I have so many family and friends that had suffered with these mental health problems and then having other issues pop up because of this.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Mental health support.
Yeah.
And just like people more seeking out mental health assistance is facts.
That's a huge difference.
That's facts. That's facts.
Another one was the pandemic, unless something else more impactful can still happen in the next 6 years.
So, like, I feel like our pandemic was too quick.
What do you mean?
Too quick?
Yeah, so like... for example, the actual take home that defines the pandemic is work from home culture.
Yeah.
The fact that we don't smart to go into office. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The fact that we prefer now
But
to...
that's big.
No, but what I'm saying is... Okay, touche.
The fact that you can like work from anywhere in the world now also.
Okay, so what I was trying to say is that like the actual pandemic is not the big.
Okay,
it's
okay,
like
okay.
it's it's
Okay,
the
yeah,
spin-offs. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah,
That's
fair
fine,
enough.
that's fine.
Fair
But yeah, I guess to the extent I'm actually making the point for the pandemic being the biggest decider so far of the
Yeah.
decade.
Yeah.
The fact that literal industries now exist where people want to do things online also.
Yeah. Another one was petrol prices and the cost of living. Buying property. That's hectic.
That's a
and then
capitalist-
all of that is like the way our generation struggles compared to our parents.
That works for me. That's true.
That's very true.
That's very, very true.
Sorry, why did the previous capitalist answers not ticket for you?
No, because I think like people that are rich, they're unfitted by this, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're not talking about people that are rich, right? We're talking about people that just
No, that's what I'm saying. Once
okay.
you made the connection,
Yes.
because just in a vacuum.
Yeah.
Oh,
In a
okay,
vacuum.
okay.
Yeah.
But
So because my mind immediately went to the people that are trying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the people that are
Okay.
trying to achieve certain those type of things that our parents used to.
Because the problem that it creates, my apologies, is that now literally everything has to be for profit. As in, like, you as an individual can't seek out a change-making career. You can't seek out a passion. You almost like 70% of the way you have to try and make money off it. You can't even think about anything besides having to make money because you're up against the cost of living.
Yeah.
Which is, do you know how ridiculous that sounds?
Yeah.
The cost of existence is a financial problem.
That's great.
Yeah.
That just like
That's
sit
crazy.
with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But fundamentally, you can't do anything else without servicing that
Eat
part.
the rich, bro.
Yeah.
One of the funnier answers that came through was, nah, for real, the air fryer was revolutionary.
Let's go.
South Africa went air fryer bedoren.
That's facts.
Verbatim.
Yeah.
That's facts. And a dishwasher.
Yeah.
Air fryer and dishwasher.
Yeah.
W inventions.
Yeah.
Absolutely W inventions.
Yeah. We really value time, Because like as soon as air fryers and the speed, people were like, yo, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And then whereas the oven just took longer to do the same thing.
Isn't it also like an energy saver?
No, it is.
It is
Yeah.
definitely.
Because less time.
Yeah. And it's like more healthy
Yeah.
than like actually deep frying.
Oh,
If you
this
look at it
episode
in
is
that.
sponsored by air fryer.
Anyway,
Other answers was the wave of wokeness. Like we kind of touched on that earlier. And then someone was just like, people have become assholes.
I think fundamentally we've always been there.
Yeah.
Just been louder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just been louder.
I agree
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
I'm not going to say this one. But JP, you can play.
Oh.
You can play the.
Is this
you can play
voice
the
note?
voice note.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can do it's live transition. So
I'll put it in
In all seriousness, it is difficult to define a decade where a single thing, especially now in the 21st century, especially in the 2020s. You have the rise of AI. You have the pandemic that hit. You have so many geopolitical things going on that it's difficult to even define what the 2020s decade is without it even being finished yet. This is actually more of a question for when 2030 hits and you sort of have a look back. You can sort of say for the first half of the 2020s, it's been, with no other way to say it, it's been a bit of a shit show. So, the 2020s can be described as a very big advancement in AI,
Right.
space travel, for instance. Like look at it, SpaceX, and things like that.
why does it sound like it's breaking into our house?
I heard
Why does it sound like he's breaking into a house?
Yeah.
I just felt the need to send the voice note.
I was just gonna let him say that. Why does he know what that sounds? Maybe he's just going into his house.
You must really, you still don't know what JP does for a living.
I didn't know. I genuinely don't know. Because when you said he's not good,
Yeah.
he's not good with his answer, I was like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah,
subterfuge. He's misleading the jury.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, cool. He's planting all these different seeds so that
like
when
making the connection.
yeah, so when he eventually goes to court, you'll be able to go back to the recording and say that this is actually these are the
On the record.
on the record. There's literal evidence. Now you could, bro, you could. Let's actually respond to the actual voice note. But yeah, look, there is gonna definitely be a difficulty with defining a decade, but I do appreciate the responses.
Yeah.
We obviously can talk about AI in a different session, but I was literally in an interview, where they had a AI taking notes.
Note taker, yeah.
An AI note taker, yeah.
I haven't found a great one yet, but it's definitely very useful.
So those type of things are very interesting.
Yeah, because obviously it takes notes of everything in the meeting, not necessarily all the important bits. But it's good. Good to have on the list of tools.
Are you laughing at JP? Or you just laughing?
No. I was having a good time.
Okay. I think we're done with that.
It was nice, Rizaan.
Was it?
I think we definitely gave them something to think about.
Why are you talking softer?
And because and I need to keep my keep the pose so that
And like,
the feds
tell the feds not to be shy. Like next
don't-
time, like it's fine, guys. Like you saw, it was okay. Like we didn't say anyone's name. There was no like big reveals. Like send us a voice note.
Oh yeah. We stopped giving the users names.
Yeah.
Because I sometimes make fun of you guys.
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah. We had an intervention for Rizaan.
I promise to be better. So just to wrap up the episode, JB, the game from the bowl, a series of hypothetical questions, and the game is called Say Manau.
Hey. Yo, did you guys practice?
I'll read because JP doesn't want to start now. Okay. Say Manau, you won the lotto. Wow. Would you take the lump sum payment or monthly installment, and why?
Lump sum.
Okay.
Straight ahead. Because I think it allows me to then squash all existing debts and then use the lump sum for something that I actually want to do going forward and see the potential thereof. A monthly stipend would just be extra money that I have every month. Again, tax-wise, it's also easier.
I actually want to know, what is the tax number? Can't they just take the tax off early?
So it depends. I think I don't have.
you don't know. Okay.
Don't know
Never won the lotto.
specifically. Yeah, I never won the lotto. But it's meant to be a fortuitous gain. So fortuitous gain is like gambling, for example. You're not expected to get it. So, but the lottery, due to the technicality, might fall out.
Because obviously, haram, I can't do it.
Yeah.
So, so I'd actually take the monthly because I can appreciate not having money.
Yeah.
And so a monthly will ensure that I always have.
So like,
But don't
if it's a
forget,
lot-
sorry,
if-
before you
yeah.
bound, don't forget that the time value of money is also important. So like R1 million today is better than a lump sum of...
No, but what I'm saying is, 'cause obviously we're talking about a few thousands every month.
a
Yes.
few 100,000.
Few 100,000.
A few 100,000.
Yes.
Raw.
Because remember, essentially...
Then why are you arguing against me? Of you, bro, tens of thousands a month is your literal salary.
Yeah.
100,000 is more than your literal salary. What are we talking about? Sorry, I'm listening to you.
No, so I guess for me it depends on what you want to do with it.
Yeah.
Like you can always, it sounds funny, but you can always go back to a job.
Yeah.
You never get the opportunity to try something that you always wanted to do.
Sorry, do you know what I'm trying to say? Sorry, what I'm saying is that like I really thought they're giving me like 3,000 to 5,000 rand every month.
No,
Because I thought that
50 million. Why even
Yeah.
10,000 a month?
exactly right. So, bro, do you know like if you get just listen. If you're getting say like 50 or 100,000 rand a month, you can go on a holiday.
Yeah.
You
That's
can.
what I would have done.
I'm like, wait,
I'll just be traveling for the rest of my life.
No, but like, wait, it's like, genuinely, I didn't know how the lottery works. I promise to God.
That's
Like,
not your fault.
I like, genuinely. If I'm getting...
Muslim,
listen. No, because like... Bro, literally, wallahi, a weekend away to Houdini was literally like 700 and something rand a night.
Yeah.
So we could do a week with
Every
all the money. With all the money. And that's 1 month's lottery.
Yeah.
What are we talking about? How much money do you need, JP? How much money do you need? Are you trying to buy an island? Raw! Bro, he's the medium Mr. Beast. Yeah. He's Mr. Wild. He's doing octopus games. Are you joking? Okay, next.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, I'll take the money. I'll take the lump sum. I get ticky. Same now. You had the power to decide the right way to hang the toilet paper. Is it under or over? It's over, guys. Over with a triangle. Over with a triangle. They're laying like this. Yeah. Yes. That is the right way.
Listen, none of this actually matters.
But it's the same
you
now.
must use water. Stinja.
That went so much better.
None of this matters.
That went so much better.
Stinja. It's the only.
Let's go, boys. Let's go. Allah friendly, boy.
Nah, but like, I was thinking to myself now, wait, what is, maybe it doesn't matter. You just taking that number like that. I feel like a one important question is, how do you use that? Do you double fold? Is it 2 plus a 3 ply? What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Some people like, were you there the day when one of my friends stands and wipes? Stands and wipes. So you mean to tell me this is the angle of the rumor? No, but you need that other way around. You need that curvature. You need that. That's what you need. What are you talking about? Stand and wipes. Goodness me. And also, Stinja. Oh, this liquor. Oh, my goodness me. So we like to wrap it up when we do a solo episode to discuss. JB, what are you grateful for this past week, past month? Who knows? Oh, that's funny, bro.
Recently, I've been very grateful for having an income. I think it sounds funny, but like having money, like be grateful that you actually get the opportunity to get.
I got to fall there.
Your imaginary friend.
Hundreds.
Because I had quite a few financial obstacles this last bit, and I think having the ability to cover that was something that I was grateful for.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. It's a bit of a sidetrack, but yeah, for the unemployed.
Yeah, for the unemployed on the table is crazy. Because I think the last time I mentioned I was grateful for my therapist. I am grateful for my friends. Yeah. Like I think just improving the relationship with myself has helped me improve the relationship with my friends. Because I don't need as much from them. I'm able to appreciate them for literally just for who they are. So the fact that I've gotten so far, I'm now able to actually like look at my friends with a lot more of a warmer kind of eye. So I'm very, very grateful for the people in my life. Love you guys.
For the audio listeners. Did you just feel the?
Did you feel the intimacy? Okay. What are you looking forward to, JB Smarks? Just dilly dally.
Yeah.
What I'm looking forward to this week is our obviously recording. I think it's looking forward to that aspect, and also looking forward to catching up. I think my time has been quite busy the last few months, and I'm getting to see some friends that I haven't seen before. So I'm looking forward to that. What are you looking forward to, Rizaan?
I feel like every year at the end of April, it's gonna be May, and that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to May, bro. There's something about May. Shout out May. End of the Premier League season. Different sports are doing their drafts and stuff, like NBA
Spider-Man's
draft.
granny.
Aunt May. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. And it's Spider-Man's. Isn't it his auntie? Is it his grandmother? I'm so he's by Macau with that samurai, first Spider-Man. Then also it's the election obviously in that time. So May's gonna be lit. May is that like you know exactly what the year is gonna be. I'm ignoring him. You know exactly what the year is going to be. So you also know what this podcast is going to be. And I think I'm very grateful for you today. Okay. I appreciate today's episode. Thank you so much, Love, for participating. To all of you that send your responses, we appreciate it. The seminars were excellent. Thank you, Paul. Stay imaginary. And if you enjoyed this episode and you want to see more about shenaniganery, please actually do like, comment, share, subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Follow us and rate us on the audio platforms. Do you want to say goodbye to them? Do you want to say goodbye to them?
Are we out?
Peace. Peace.